Hello again. Smoke engulfed the central business district of Cape Town earlier today from a fire at the Stel Pass between Villiersdorp and Botrivier. Aerial resources and ground teams have been deployed. Now, joining us on the line is the Western Cape local government spokesperson, James-Brent Styan. James, thank you very much for your time this evening. Obviously, that fire is still raging on at this stage. I understand that strong winds were a bit of a challenge a bit earlier on. Is that still the case?
Yeah, still the case. Conditions remain challenging. Very long fire lines, which makes it very difficult to bring this fire under control at this stage. But the good news is that at this stage there's no real threat to the public, or there's not a lot of structures. It's not a built-up area. That's the good news, but you never know which direction the wind's going to blow. Might take the fire into a direction we don't want it to go.
Yeah. James, you said there's no danger to people and structures at this stage, but of concern is the Groenlandberg Nature Reserve in that area, which you're battling to protect. Have you had any success at this stage to try and preserve that nature reserve?
I think there's been a few successes, just trying to curb the spreading of the fire and trying to make sure it stays within a certain region, but it's still very volatile, very long and difficult fire lines. As I said, so the fire stretches across quite a large area, so that's what the fire line is, and it remains challenging. A lot of smoke, very hot. Difficult terrain in some places. So it's challenging conditions all around. Firefighters are likely to be there throughout the course of the evening, or are you planning to call this off and wait for a daylight, of course? And if it continues, if it does spread, would there then be any threat to human life or to perhaps structures? I'm just trying to understand the geography of exactly where we are for some of those who might be watching and don't really understand exactly where we are. Is there any threat of that if this fire is not brought under control? Well, it's a difficult thing to say because it depends on the weather, depends on the way the wind's blowing. It's impossible to really say. At this stage, it does seem to be far away from people and built-up areas, which is very good news. So essentially, it's between Villiersdorp and Botrivier. So if you go over the Stel Pass away from Cape Town, it's to your left. So it's to your left, and it's into almost into the mountainous areas there. So there's a big game reserve there, a nature reserve there. It's a lot of veld, and there's a lot of alien vegetation outside the nature reserve, which is causing a big problem. That's why you see so much smoke. There's a lot of smoke, and the major cause of so much smoke, when it's so dense, it's because of alien vegetation. So it's very challenging, but the firefighters will continue throughout the evening. There's fresh teams that have gone in tonight, and we always think about them. It's always a tough shift, but you've got to keep at the fire line 24 hours of the day.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we'll have to leave it, but we wish you all the best as you try to douse that fire there. The Western Cape local government spokesperson, James-Brent Styan, talking to us about the fire at the Stel Pass between Grabo and Botrivier. That's been raging on now for several hours.